At the beginning of the story, we see that there was a bit of fear on Earth. All the countries put aside their grievances and together formed the ESD, or Earth Space Defense System. In fact, 20 years ago, there was a massive alien attack in which humans defeated the aliens. Using parts from an alien ship that crashed on Earth, people understood alien technology and then even discovered a solution. The ESD established its headquarters in Area 51, a secret location in the United States. With the help of alien technology, humans also built their own flying saucers, which now have bases on the Moon and some other outer planets. But the people of Earth were unaware that some aliens were still watching over Earth. Former President Whitmore constantly had dreams about this. In his dreams, he would see a strange spherical object. Meanwhile, General Adams was called to Area 51 for an emergency. The aliens captured 20 years ago had been in a perpetual state of unconsciousness, but now, suddenly, they've awakened and started shaking in their cages. General Adams wanted to discuss this with the director of the ESD, but the director wasn't there. Director David Levinson was in Africa. There, he met the African tribe leader Umboto and his army, who were armed not with bows and arrows, but with alien weapons. Alien bones were scattered around their headquarters. The people there were not happy to see David, but before things could get any worse, Catherine intervened and said, "David is with me." Catherine had already been working there. Then, she showed David the ship that had landed on Earth during the first attack. 10 years ago, the locals had fought the aliens that had emerged from the ship, and the reports stated that 2 days earlier, the ship's lights had suddenly turned on by themselves. They also found a large crater nearby, which indicated that the aliens were trying to drill deep into the Earth to destroy the entire planet. But as the mothership was blown up, they suddenly stopped. When everyone went inside, they saw the computer sending a signal, which David recognized as a request for help, meaning the ship was automatically asking other aliens to come attack Earth. Alarmingly, someone had responded. Meanwhile, General Adams received news that a base on another planet had been completely destroyed. This news put everyone on red alert. In Africa, David received the emergency message, but Catherine was still trying to decipher the gold drawings. Like the old president, Umboto was also repeatedly seeing the round object in his dreams. Everyone was trying to understand what it was. Meanwhile, at the lunar base, people were terrified when suddenly the atmosphere around them became very strange. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a spherical machine appeared, exactly like the one Umboto had seen in his dream. They sent a signal to the president and David. David realized it was definitely a spaceship. President Lanford suggested they attack first. However, David argued that these didn't look like the previous aliens. Perhaps they were a different kind of alien, and they had come here with good intentions. Lanford suggested they put the matter to a vote, and the vote came in favor of attacking. Upon receiving the order, Commander Jiang activated a massive weapon on the moon and easily destroyed the flying saucer. David said, "Well, we've destroyed it. Now let's see what it's made of and what technology it possesses." Lanford agreed, agreeing to send a team of scientists. Lanford announced in a public announcement that they had saved Earth from another alien attack. Whitmore, seeing this on TV, was terrified because he was convinced these weren't the bad aliens. Therefore, he wanted to warn everyone. Patricia told him to remain calm and trust the new president. Whitmore agreed and went to sleep, but when Patricia checked later, she found her father missing. Meanwhile, a pilot named Jake arrived to pick up David and his companions in a spaceship to take them from Africa to the moon to examine the wreckage of the round flying saucer. After a thorough search through the wreckage, they found a piece that was intact, and Jake prepared to lift it. Meanwhile, on the ground, America was celebrating, commemorating the victory in the First War. But then Whitmore interrupted Lanford's speech and began to warn everyone. Suddenly, he felt a sharp pain and collapsed. The same thing was happening to Umboto. People on the moon were stunned when a new alien mothership suddenly appeared and began heading towards the moon. Those investigating the spaceship quickly got back into their ship, as the mothership's arrival caused the entire area to shake violently. Jake and David narrowly escape and arrive at the ship just in time. Jake takes command of the ship, and his friend Charlie, with the help of robotic arms, tried to pick up the piece they had found. After a lot of effort, he managed to do it. But as they were leaving, they discovered that the mothership had its own gravitational field, pulling them towards it. Jiang then had one of his pilots activate the large weapon, but it had no effect on the mothership. The mothership then retaliated and detonated the weapon. Jiang ordered everyone to evacuate the entire base as quickly as possible. But by then, the mothership had blown up the base and a large portion of the moon. The ESD activated its orbital defense system. But this mothership was much more powerful than the previous one. It blew up everything in its path and began to sink into Earth. It destroyed several cities, sending people and buildings flying through the air. David calculated that the ship was trying to sink into the ocean. Perhaps they had discovered that digging to the center of the Earth from there would be much easier, since the ocean was already quite deep. Meanwhile, Jake was flying the ship, avoiding falling buildings and dangerous debris. Lanford ordered the evacuation of all the towns near the sea, but the message didn't reach some boats in time. David's father, Julius, was fishing at sea at the time. When he saw the ship, he called David directly and said that this ship was much larger than the previous one. But then another boat collided with Julius's boat. The aliens, who were locked in cages at that time, went crazy. When David and the others arrived at the base, Whitmore secretly went into the sealed room. He released an alien from captivity so that he could talk to it. The alien used its tentacles to capture Whitmore and then, taking control of his body, began talking to everyone else. It kept saying one thing: "She has arrived. She has arrived." Catherine showed the alien the circular mark and asked what it meant. The alien became furious. The soldiers realized that the alien's anger could kill Whitmore, so they opened fire on the alien. The bullets didn't have much effect, but then Umbodo appeared and attacked the alien with his blades. The large body was merely a shield. When it broke, the real, smaller alien emerged, and Umbodo killed it instantly. Meanwhile, in a car on the beach, some children who had lost their parents in the accident were looking for a place to hide. Amidst the debris, they found Julius's broken boat, where he lay unconscious. Seeing that the man was alive, they took him with them. The Area 51 team began scanning the mothership, which led David to realize that the aliens had arrived, meaning the Queen had arrived. Their system was much like that of bees. The rest consisted of workers and a queen. Meanwhile, a modern aircraft sent a live feed from underwater, showing the mothership drilling beneath the sea. These aliens want to reach the Earth's core, and if that happens, the entire planet will be destroyed. Lanford launched the mission to find and destroy the Queen as quickly as possible, and all the pilots were ready. The drones would go first to disable the mothership's shields. Then it would be the turn of the bombers, who would try to destroy the Queen as quickly as possible. When the pilots approached the mothership activated its defense system. All the pilots tried their best to defend themselves, but the ship had more weapons than the previous one, and getting close to it was very difficult. Jake said that entering the ship was the last option. Dylan also agreed that it was dangerous, but it had to be done. So, General Adams finally gave permission to enter and asked the other pilots to help the two. When all the jets reached the ship, they were stunned by the sight, as it was a whole world inside. At that moment, Whitmore got up and told his daughter Patricia that the Queen knew they were coming. Patricia immediately went to Adams and told him it was a trap, but it was too late. Suddenly, a powerful wave emerged from within the mothership, disabling all the jets. However, in an attempt to complete the mission, they released the bomb. However, the explosion was ineffective against the Queen due to an energy shield surrounding her. Then, a second wave emerged from the alien system, so powerful that it disabled all the satellites, the Area 51 base, and even the President's bunker. The mothership seized the opportunity to attack the bunker, killing Lanford and everyone present. Shortly after, military leaders arrived at Area 51 and declared Adams the new U.S. president. Inside the mothership, Jake, Dylan, and a few other pilots survive the crash. They have to quickly hide to avoid being caught. At the base, a scientist uses a powerful laser to open the part that David and his colleagues had found from the wreckage of the circular spacecraft that landed on the moon. Inside, a strange object appears. A sphere emerged, resembling a large ball. A scientist named Floyd stepped forward and touched it. Within seconds, the sphere grabbed Floyd's hand, after which the sphere activated and began speaking to Floyd in English, a language it had learned from Floyd's mind. As soon as the sphere activated, the Queen received its signal and prepared to destroy it. The Queen donned a large piece of armor, and the pilots saw the mothership's top detach. The sphere explained, "We came to warn the humans about a threat approaching them, but you attacked us without thinking." It explained that they had fought these aliens before. In fact, this mothership runs on very advanced technology and steals the resources of various planets. The sphere explained, "I am the last survivor from our planet. Everyone else is gone, and I possess extremely advanced technology. The sphere also revealed that on a hidden planet, it trains those who survived the alien attack so they can fight them in the future. This is why the alien was frightened by the sphere's mark. But now, after the sphere is activated, the Queen can track its location. David said, "Since we know the Queen will be here, we can set a trap just like she did us." Now they just needed a way to track the Queen, as she had damaged their new tracking system. General Adams then revealed that he had an old radar truck from the last war, which must still be working. Adams and David spoke to the few remaining pilots, explaining that since the satellites had been shut down, someone would have to go and detonate the bombs themselves. This meant that any pilot who went would not be able to return and would surely die in the explosion. Patricia wanted to do the job, but Whitmore intervened and said, "I will go." His daughter tried to dissuade him, but he refused. Meanwhile, Julius regained consciousness and asked the children to take him to Area 51, but their car ran out of fuel, causing it to slow down. On the way, they stopped to refuel and found a school bus full of children whose driver had left them. Julius quickly got into the driver's seat and began driving towards Area 51 with all the children. Inside the mothership, the pilots found the aliens' hangar. Jake stepped forward to distract the aliens. He also cursed and urinated on the floor, hoping to distract them while his friends stole the aliens' jet. The aliens, enraged by Jake's actions, began firing at him. But before Jake could be shot, the other pilots took off and pulled Jake aboard. At that moment, the aliens began chasing them and closing the doors. The pilots struggled to escape, finally flying out before the hangar doors closed. Everyone at the base was fully prepared to attack. Seeing her father leaving, Patricia, despite his disapproval, decided to fly the jet with him and help. Just then, Julius arrived with the children in a bus. The Queen also arrived with her army. A new war had begun between the Area 51 base and the aliens. Heavy firing was taking place from both sides. David had created a fake signal resembling the sphere so the Queen would follow it, and she was trapped. Patricia reached her father in her jet and said one last goodbye, knowing she was certain to die on this mission. Whitmore quickly flew his craft toward the Queen's ship and detonated the bombs. For a moment, everyone thought they had won the battle, but even if the Queen's personal escort died, the remaining aliens were still fighting. They even blew up the base's most powerful weapon. After the smoke cleared, it was revealed that the Queen was still alive, having protected herself with her personal energy shield. At that moment, all the ground forces returned to the base to protect the sphere from the aliens. Meanwhile, the pilots began repeatedly attacking the Queen, but none of the attacks could damage her shield. Patricia then noticed that when the Queen attacked, she would release her shield for a few seconds. She took advantage of this opportunity to shoot at the Queen's vulnerable spot, breaking the shield. The Queen, enraged, attacked Patricia's jet. But Patricia, in a moment of urgency, deployed her parachute and saved her life. The Queen pursued her on foot. Just then, Dylan and the other pilots arrived and attacked the Queen with her own technology. The aliens reached the sphere inside the base. The aliens sent the Queen a signal indicating their location. Meanwhile, Dylan and his team lost control of the jet because the Queen could control her technology with her mind. Meanwhile, Umbodo and Floyd also arrived to fight the aliens to protect the sphere. Soon, Umbodo and Floyd had eliminated all the foot soldiers. In about 2 minutes, the Queen would begin breaking through the base's roof to reach the sphere. All the jets circled around the Queen, forming a shield. Jake and Dylan's jets were in the same condition. They activated the jet's manual thrusters, allowing them to escape the tornado effect she created. As soon as the Queen entered the base, she grabbed the sphere. Jake and Dylan regained control of their jets and opened heavy fire on the Queen, shattering her remaining defenses. The Queen was severely injured and finally fell. David was driving the bus, carrying the children from the front. He saw the Queen about to fall on them. He quickly put it in reverse gear, saving the bus just in time. The sphere was also released. Just like in the first battle, with the Queen's death, the drilling stopped, and the alien ships crashed to the ground. People all over the world began celebrating their second victory over the aliens. If you enjoy what we do here, please like the video and subscribe to this channel to keep us motivated. See you on the next video.